Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight the RIT Tigers look to remain perfect in conference play by completing a 2-game sweep of Holy Cross. Number 6 for RIT is forward Andrew Rinaldi. The freshman from Quebec recorded his first hat trick as a Tiger last night, helping RIT roll to its 4th straight victory. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone pregame live here on My 18 Rochester and FlowHockey.tv. Well, some wondered where the RIT offense would come from this season, but this year's team has responded with a balanced attack through the first 7 games. The Tigers are getting contributions not only from their veteran players, but a number of newcomers as well. Let's take a look at the highlights from last night. In the home opener at the Policini against Holy Cross, first period, under 11 minutes to play. Alden Dupuy to Jake Hamaker. What a move by Hamaker for the goal. His second of the year, evens us at 1. Under 5 to play. Tough break for RIT. Here as the puck is deflected up and over Logan Drackett. And watch Jake Papalardo, right place at the right time in front for his second of the night, third of the season, and just like that, 2-1 Holy Cross after 1. It was 3-1 Crusaders late in the second when the game finally swung RIT's way. Will Calverley is there for the putback, his first of the season, giving the Tigers some much-needed momentum, down 1 heading to the third. And then the final 20 minutes, they belonged all to the RIT Tigers. Andrew Rinaldi plays the puck off the boards and somehow sneaks it by Eric Gordon to tie us at 3. And they were only getting started. Nearly 4 minutes later, check out this feed from another freshman to freshman here as Caleb Moretz finds Rinaldi again, his second of the night. RIT in front 4-3. Then just over 5 minutes to go in the period, the Tigers' lead would increase. Nick Bruce comes up with the puck behind the net, and watch this nice feed to Will Calverley. He scores to put the Tigers up 2. Calverley, his second on the year, but the Tigers were relentless because just 41 seconds later, it's Rinaldi. He comes calling again, and he gets that hat trick, his third of the night, 4th of the season. RIT up 6-3 at that point. They'd score 5 in the third period en route to a 7-4 victory over Holy Cross.
As a freshman in your first game here at the Policini Center, what's going through your mind?
I'm a little bit speechless. I just wanted to score 1, and then the second one happened, and I just, was rolling. Got 2 great passes from my line mate Retso, and the boys are rolling right now, so I'm excited, and it's awesome. Awesome feeling.
No, I think we were playing really good in the first and second, and they just weren't bouncing in for us. And I think we just we didn't get frustrated. We just stayed focused. We stayed playing within our game, and then in the third, the floodgates kind of broke open for us. So that was really nice.
Coach mentioned that in the postgame that this team didn't get frustrated, didn't seem phased being down 3-1. Is that a key for this team this year?
Yeah, I think this team is a little bit different from last couple of years' teams. We're not getting frustrated. We're not getting flustered by if we're not playing well. And we're not getting flustered if we are playing well and the goals aren't coming. So I think that's really good for us. We're kind of a young team, but I think it's a good sign.
Everyone's rolling right now, so we know that if the first or second line's not going, the third line, the fourth line, they can do whatever. We know Drax is standing on his head right now, and that decor is really good right now. So it just makes everyone's job easier, knowing that this team is just anyone can be going on any night.
Yeah, RIT getting it done. They score a season-high 7 goals as freshman Andrew Rinaldi records a hat trick. Will Calverley scored twice, while Alden Dupuy and Jake Hamaker each added 1. The Tigers outshot the Crusaders 38-19, dominated Holy Cross on faceoffs 40-24. As far as special teams go, RIT 0 for 3 on the man advantage, while Holy Cross was 2 for 4 in last night's game. So the Tigers improved to 6-1 on the year, 3-0 in Atlantic hockey as their best Division I start continues. With more on last night's victory and a preview of tonight, RIT head coach Wayne Wilson standing by live now with our John DiTullio. Johnny?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Wayne, you're 7 games into this season. What have you learned about your team so far?
We are still learning. I like our team. I think our team speed's very good. Last night was not indicative, but our special teams has been very good. We've had great goaltending, and that probably wasn't indicative. But we're finding different ways to win, I guess, is what it's telling me here a little bit as well. So some games we've won it with special teams and goaltending. Other games we've won it just with our 5-on-5 play. We've played all kinds of teams from all different leagues, and now that we're in league play, I like just our poise in general. Poise from our freshmen, poise from our team in some tough situations.
Hammaker said something in the postseason last night, or in the postgame, that we don't get frustrated. Maybe in years past we did. We don't see that in the DNA this year. Do you agree?
I would agree, just the way the locker room was, because I was going in there really to tell them, stick with it. We're on the right track and all that. But they're already all saying the right thing. So, I thought we outplayed them the first 2 periods, and we're down, and yet we just had a certain calmness in the room. And our third period might not have been our best period, but that's where we got the result. So you never know when it's going to come. You just keep sticking with it and keep going after it.
Holy Cross will be desperate tonight, so what do you want to see from your team early on?
Well, I think we want to get a good start, because I think they looked really down at the end of the third period last night, and so we want to pick up where we left off, and if we can get them down on themselves as early as possible, because I think all will be forgotten quickly if we give up a lead or they're playing well. So we got to kind of kill their will early and just play our game, but stay with it and get after it, and kind of shows a little bit where our mentality is. Are we satisfied after one night, or are we hungry enough to try and get 2 wins and 6 points?
Before I let you go, your freshmen have been great so far, but Ronaldo, a hat trick last night. Amazing. Yeah, great. Hat trick is hard enough to come by regardless, but great hat trick for him. But all of them have been playing very well, and we're excited about their futures. And but I think it also says a lot about our upperclassmen, welcoming them into the team and making them feel as comfortable as possible. And I think that's always important, because you need their input and their what they bring to the table in order to succeed early in the year, and you can't keep them down and wait till the second half of the year to let them kind of play. That's head coach Wayne Wilson. Best of luck tonight. For a preview of Holy Cross, let's send it over to my broadcasting partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
Thanks, John. Here with Holy Cross, head coach David Berard. Guys were leading entering the third last night. How do you think it got away from you?
I think we had some chances at 3-1 to make it 4-1, and Logan made some big saves, and then that goal at the end of the period kind of shifted momentum. We get out of that 3-1 instead of 3-2. Maybe they press a little bit in the third. They have a different mentality in the locker room between periods. Scoring a goal late in the second gives them a little bit of confidence, and they came out and really made a push in the third and, earn the game.
Well, you have to have confidence on the one hand, because you're the one team that has gotten through to Logan Brackett. What do you think it was last night that you had some success on that end?
Well, I think he's had an outstanding year. He's a really good goalie. We just focused this week on trying to get around him, trying to get traffic. He loves to play the puck. So just trying to be smart with our dumps and maybe take away some options when he plays the puck. And we had a couple that led to goals by doing that. And then, if he sees it, he's going to stop it. So we tried to get a lot of traffic, secondary chances. I thought we did a decent job with that last night.
The key for your team tonight might be the power play. You've had some success, got another 2 last night. Why have you guys been successful so far in the power play?
Well, I think it's been a work in progress. We had 7 new guys on the power play in our 2 units, 7 out of 10. So had a lot of young guys doing it for the first time. The first couple of weeks was a little bit rough, but then the last couple of weeks we've been much better. And last night we had a good night. It's going to be really important on the road to be good on your power play. So hopefully we can get one again tonight.
Radomski gets the starting goal tonight, so tell us a little bit about him. And I would assume at some point you want one of these guys to step up and take the job?
Yeah, Matt's been, he's a freshman. He's played 3 games so far. He's played well in every single one of the games. We decided to alternate them every other game, and up until last night, our goaltending has been a strength of our team. We let Eric down a little bit last night, but tonight's Matt's turn. It'll be great to see how he performs in this environment tonight.
Yeah, when it was 3-3 last night, we were wondering on the broadcast, maybe we'll see the new overtime rules. Get your opinion. What do you think the 3-2-1 and what we might see in the format in overtime?
Well, when we brought it up a couple years ago, I'm more of a hockey traditionalist, so I was against it. And then I actually saw it in some international competitions, and it was really exciting, and changed my vote this year at the convention. I think it's going to be great for our league. We're the only Eastern League that plays it, and we haven't experienced it yet. So it'll be interesting when we actually experience it within our league. I think it's the way things are going. 4 out of the 6 Division I leagues are using it now. The NHL uses it. The fans will love it. So I think it's going to be great for our league.
Yeah, can't wait. If not tonight, maybe at some point. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Holy Cross head coach David Berard tonight as the Crusaders look to even up this series as we send it back to you, Kevin.
All right, Gene, thanks so much. We'll see you again soon. Well, RIT is not the only game being played in Atlantic hockey today. Early, that is. Two contests have already gone final. Air Force wins its first game of the season this afternoon at Sacred Heart 4-3, while AIC earned a split of its series with Army winning 4-1. Canisius and Union are underway at the Harbor Center. The Golden Griffs have a 1-0 lead in the first, while Mercyhurst and Bentley go at 7:05 down in Erie. And later tonight, Niagara looks to avoid a sweep at number 1 Denver. With the win last night, RIT sits atop the league standings at the moment with Robert Morris and Sacred Heart with 9 points. AIC leapfrogged Army to 4th place today with their victory over the Cadets. Robert Morris is idle this weekend, so RIT can take over sole possession of first place if they can pull out a victory here tonight. Well, still to come on the program, we'll look back on that wild third period from last night's game that had the Policini Center in an absolute frenzy. Plus, the RIT women's hockey team was on home ice this afternoon looking to extend its winning streak to 4. Highlights are on the way, but first, you're looking at live at number 21, Alden Dupuis. Actually, he's off the ice now. Junior forward from Edmonton, Alberta, was one of 13 different Tigers to record at least 1 point in last night's victory. Dupuis will talk live with our John DiTullio next as we roll on from the Gene Policini Center. It's RIT and Holy Cross at 5:05. This is RIT SportsZone pregame live. Andrew Rinaldi fired up from last night's thriller here at the Policini that saw a total of 11 goals scored, including 5 from RIT in the third period, as we welcome you back to pregame live here at the Gene Policini Center. Starting in the net for RIT tonight, the 8th consecutive game is number 30, Logan Drackett. The junior netminder gave up a season-high 4 goals during last night's game, which raised his goals against average to 1.57 per game. That now drops him from 1st in the nation to 5th. For Holy Cross head coach David Berard talked about it with Gene. He's going to make a switch in net tonight after Eric Gordon gave up 7 goals last night. Berard will go with number 30, Matt Radomski. The freshman from Winnipeg had a career-high 31 saves against Providence earlier this year, and in 3 appearances holds a save percentage of .916. No doubt he'll have his hands full against a Tiger offense that was really clicking last night. Junior forward Alden Dupuis was one of 4 Tiger goal scorers, and he's standing by live now as we talk to John DiTullio once again. John?
Hi, Kevin. Thanks so much. Alden Dupuis, a goal and assist last night. We were just talking. This team, you guys have tremendous balance this year, don't you, scoring-wise?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every line can score, and it's going to make a difference for us this year, I think.
The chemistry seems to be there. Last year, I think it was Amaker said in the postgame that last year when we got down, we didn't come back. It seems to have a different attitude this year.
Yeah, as it showed last night, we were down going in at the start of the game, and we weren't too worried. We were all pretty calm in the room, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good team chemistry this year, as it showed last night. A bunch of lines were scoring, so yeah, it's good for us this year.
And the addition of the freshmen to mix with the upperclassmen like yourself, it seems to have been seamless so far.
Yeah, I mean, the freshmen have obviously shown that they're meant to be here. Rinaldi with the hat trick last night, Moretz, a couple assists, I think. I mean, they're ready to play, and they're here, and they're doing a lot for us right now.
And quickly, what's the key tonight for you guys to get a sweep?
I think that, we just got to come into the mindset that it's a new game. We can't take these guys lightly at all. They're going to be ready to go, ready to play. So I think just stick to our game plan and come out ready and hard at the start.
Off to a dynamite start, 6-1. Alden Dupuis, best of luck. Kevin, they're rolling right now. Let's send it back to you.
And you're working hard for us tonight. We'll see you again in just a bit. Thanks, John. Well, after a rough start to the season, that's how the RIT women's hockey team go winless in their first 6 games while only scoring 8 goals. The Tigers have turned things around. Chad Davis's group entered the afternoon winners of 3 straight games, having outscored their opponents 17-6. The end of the home-and-home series with Syracuse at the Policini Center this afternoon. After a scoreless first period, Syracuse on the power play. Sue Batherson scores for Syracuse to give them the 1-0 lead. Later in the period, the Orange would strike again, and it's going to be Kelly Roswell increasing the lead to 2. Tigers fall 3-0. Following the game, we caught up with RIT head coach Chad Davis. to the season. You knew it might be a rough start with such a young group, but do you feel like this team is beginning to turn the corner the way they've played the last 4 games?
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing we want to see is a team grow every week, and we're seeing that. You know, if you look at the sample size of the last 4 games, 3-1, a really tough Syracuse team on the road last night, faced a lot of adversity, and you're winning in that game. You're down in the third. You find a way to win. You got that emotion. You're riding it really high today, and then you come back and you're at home, and they're ready to get a W as well. So I thought Syracuse established their game early, and we competed through. We had an opportunity to maybe get one late in that game. It didn't happen, but we can see the overall growth and the foundation of this team, and it's where we want to head.
Yeah, the offense for your squad has really improved significantly over the last 4. No goals today, however, but 17 goals over the last 4 games. What's the reason for the better offensive play for your squad?
Well, absolutely. It's really encouraging. I think it's just the relentless pursuit of that net. And, you know, we have a lot of traffic around there. We've been really opportunistic. And when we're getting our opportunities, we're cashing in. So we're working on it hard every day in practice and those good things. But it's really a belief and a confidence from those players. And, you know, they're converting on these opportunities. So anytime you do that, you get more confident and more goals start going in the net for you. You start believing in it. And that's the end result.
Yeah, now Jessie O'Leary made her 5th straight start for you today in net. She's now 3-2 on the year, 42 saves this afternoon against the Orange in a losing effort. But has she provided a spark for this team?
She has. She came with a lot of energy. She had a really good exhibition game, and as we know, we had Tara, you know, kind of get the first 6 starts of the year, and we switched it up last weekend, and Jessie came in, ton of energy. The team rallied around her, and you know, it was a big test this weekend. CHA, good opponent. You know, we're playing the champs from last year. She's able to go and knock them off on the road with 40-plus saves both nights. So remarkable, just mentally tough in net, and that's what our team needs right now.
Yeah, good things are happening and plenty of season left to go. Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck against Dartmouth right here in this building in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're excited about it, and go Tigers tonight.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the Tigers will be off next weekend before returning to action on November 15th and 16th here at the Policini Center against Dartmouth. Face-off on the 15th is at 2. On the 16th, it's at noon. Get your seats now by visiting RITtickets.com. Well, the RIT men's soccer team hosted Vassar in their regular season finale this afternoon on the turf field. Tigers led 1-0 late, but Vassar records a penalty kick to force overtime and then wins it in overtime by a final of 2-1. The RIT women's soccer team also wrapping up their regular season today. Down at Vassar, the Tigers lose 3-1, but they earn the 2nd seed in the first round bye in next week's Liberty League playoffs. Well, still to come on the show. Did you miss last night's game? Well, you missed a pretty good one. 11 total goals and an RIT hat trick. We'll relive that wild third period when we come back as we're getting ready for the series finale between RIT and Holy Cross at 5:05. So glad you're with us. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live.
Nicholson, Rinaldi on the near side. Rinaldi fires.
Oh, there it is.
Somehow they got through. Andrew Rinaldi, the freshman, has tied this at 3. Down low, Moretz got tied up.
There it is.
And it's in. The Tigers take the lead. Rinaldi is 2nd this period. Feeds it. Tigers had to hold up there. Nick Bruce comes up with it. Drop.
Yes.
Goal. Cowboy is 2nd of the night. The Tigers take a 5-3 lead. Corner crew to count it down. Drop feed. Here's Rinaldi scores.
Oh, round is on.
And throw your hat on the ice. It's the hat trick
Yes.
for Andrew Rinaldi. Dupuis coming up with it. McKay over to Brubaker. Faking the shot, Brubaker ahead, the deflection attempt, shot and a goal, there's 7! And there from his backside is Alden Dupuis, a lot of snow on his back, hang a 7 spot tonight.
What a night for RIT and its fans as the Tigers put on a show en route to a 7-4 victory over Holy Cross as we welcome you back inside the Gene Policini Center where you're watching RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor, the Builders. Well, it's early, but the Tigers appear to be a very dangerous team this season. Experience along the blue line and in the net was expected to shine, but now with an explosive offense that seems to be finding its footing, RIT has a balanced attack as we're rejoined now by John and Gene. And guys, two things I've noticed with this team so far, nothing seems to bother them. And boy, they're having a lot of fun playing out there, aren't they?
Kevin, John and I were talking off air. I don't know if last year's team fights back the way they did last night. I mean, honestly, there's a big difference here I see in this Tiger team.
And we heard Jake Amaker in the postgame saying, listen, it was different the last 2 years. This team is completely different. They've got a belief. They love playing with one another. There's a good mixture with veterans and youth. It may be the fastest team that Wayne has had in some time. And by the way, they got a really good goalie. Wasn't great last night, but good enough to get the W.
Yeah, I mean, some fluky things happening early on, but the Tigers resilient, getting the 5 goals in the third period. This is a Holy Cross team, though, that has talent, John. They've beaten some good teams so far. And also they have a player from Hockey East, Jake Papalardo. Got 2 last night, our player to watch.
2 last night. He was all over the ice. Great two-way player. They're going to be desperate tonight. If they're going to win tonight, if they're going to come out of here with 3 points, then number 37 is going to need another 2-goal performance because I thought he was sensational last night for the Crusaders.
Yeah, the only thing standing between a natural hat trick to 3 straight goals was the Calverley goal coming in is the freshman Andrew Rinaldi. What a freshman class here at RIT.
Just talking with Wayne and Brian Hills, the assistant head coach, they love this class. I think it's one of the best recruiting classes that they've had in some time. This kid is really, really good. The hat trick last night, he has 4 goals on the season. They've got a lot of youth, and they've got a lot of speed. They've got a lot of depth, but the freshman, I think, has been the key for this Tiger team this season. There's no question about it. They've provided tremendous depth for Wayne and Brian.
We used to call this a 4-point weekend, but now with the new format here, you win, you get 3 points. This is a 6-point weekend on the line, John. What has to happen tonight?
Well, we saw the freshman step up last night. Can he do it again? Red Hot Rinaldi, we're calling it. They had the hat trick last night. He's off to a great start. Let's see what he can do for an encore performance. Dinner time special, Gino. Now, the special teams last night, if you're going to find a flaw in their game, last night gave up 2 power play goals, and then when they're on the power play, they were 0 for 3. That cannot happen again tonight. And to quote some lyrics from a Goo Goo Dolls, I don't know if the youth around here know that, but we know the good Buffalo band. Turn it up. They're going to have to come out and take charge of this game in the first period. By the way, Turn It Up lyrics are from a song Over and Over many, many years ago by Goo Goo Dolls.
I picture you in college radio being Johnny DJ back
Let me tell
in the day.
Johnny DJ was actually a DJ on WPSU, the Penn State student radio station. Absolutely, got my start. Back then we used albums. Rotated.
Kevin, why does this not surprise me? 7,
Not surprising at all, right?
Yeah, 7 goals last night. We'll see what the Tigers do tonight for an encore.
All right, guys, we'll see you at the top of the hour. Thanks so much. Well, we're closing in on game time here at the Policini Center. They've turned the lights off as face-off now less than 10 minutes away. We'll wrap things up from here next. You're watching the home of Tiger hockey. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. And back here on RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. The Tigers taking the ice. They're in the midst of playing 5 of 6 games here at the Policini Center. And as you just saw, our next home game after tonight comes up Friday when Niagara comes to town. They'll be looking for their first win in conference play. Tickets for that game and all men's home hockey games still available by visiting the Policini Center box office, or you can grab your seats right now by visiting RITtickets.com. Come out, enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun here at the Policini. Of course, if you can't, watch us on TV. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Pregame Live. Up next, John and Gene have all the action as RIT looks to complete the 6-point 3-point weekend with a sweep of Holy Cross. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. Until then, enjoy the game, everyone. RIT SportsZone Live begins now.